Because you know that 50 cal round, Bart, is no joke.
Yeah. That's big. That's a big bullet.
Dude.
Do you guys go sayonara?
Yeah. I said, Doma.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Careful Boys. Lucky for us, we have Trung B Nguyen back with us. Hey. So let's get on with the story. You were telling us about your first time being deployed. What was that like?
That was GWOT, Global War on Terror fucking era. I mean, if you wanted to fight, that was the time to fucking fight.
This is 2004.
Early 2000s. This is when the war kicked off. This is when, if you want to get it in, this is when you get it in. And they wouldn't send us to anywhere that was fucking easy. Wherever there was shit, wherever there was mayhem, send the fucking Rangers. Wow. So we're out there with C Squadron, which is a squadron in Delta Force. So we're out there with C Squadron in the same. So we're in a compound. So there's the main compound of where all the soldiers, all wherever service members. Then there's a special operations compound inside of there, and you needed an ID to get in. And we went in there. I'll be honest with you, it was a lot. They treated us nice. We had like a fucking Connex with like 2 bunk beds, air conditioning, all you can eat. Wow. Every Friday, Saturday, Sunday is steak, lobster.
Damn.
All the fucking rippets you could fucking drink.
You're like, this is what I signed up for.
Yeah.
My buddy in the Navy said the same thing when he was deployed, like on the weekends on the ship, they would just get lobster and steak.
Yeah, there was a Todai in there.
I was like, really? That blew my mind. You get lobster and steak in the military? That's so.
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
I think why they do that is they know that those troops are in war. Yeah. And they can fucking die anytime, right?
That's so nice. I'm glad my tax dollar's going there though, because like
give them something to eat on the weekends, because that might be their last meal.
That's genius. Like that's nice. Yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah, that's true.
Were most of your missions you guys jumping out of planes? Most of them, or no?
So we did 0 fucking jumping out of planes when we were over there. All of our missions were direct action, land. At that time, tactics has changed, though I can't discuss what the tactics are, obviously, because I want to keep the troops safe. We're still deployed. But at the time of when we went, it was landing on the X. And if you guys don't know what landing on the X means, is if this is the house that we're going to hit, we're going to land directly. Little birds, Black Hawks, fast roping fucking vehicles landing right where we're at. Get out the car, put fucking breaching charge, explosive breach, speed, surprise, violence of action, just fucking
bum rush the fuck out.
Fucking them up.
Fuck them up, man.
That shit makes me hype, dude.
Dude, we used to.
Subin's over here like, yeah, what next?
It's because when he's saying this, you could picture it.
Yeah.
Like you just see it all appearing like boom, 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 boom.
It's not like when a gamer's describing it. He was really there.
Yeah, we had soft shell Humvees at the time. We didn't have like up armor Humvees at the time, and a lot of our missions were nighttime because of Black Hawk Down. Because of the 160th, which is a unit inside the Army, is a special operations aviation unit.
You're like the best pilots of the world.
The best motherfucking pilots ever. They clock in more time under night vision than a fucking airline pilot that flies.
Wow.
They will literally land this fucking little bird on the edge of the fucking building, in between buildings where there's like no room for fuck up, and they'll just fucking come on down and drop you off, and you fucking go do your thing.
God damn.
Did you have night vision, or are you like night vision naturally?
Yeah.
So tripping out of the helicopter.
As you can tell by my eyes, I can hardly see. So because of my small eyes, but no, we all got. But we
like you train to see at night better. Like I don't know. Like if
no, we use night vision.
Oh.
So everyone has night vision?
Everybody has night vision, yeah.
So what time do these missions take place? At like 10 o'clock at night?
Yeah, no, we hit them while they're sleeping. So we'll plan to hit. At that time, we had the technology to pinpoint the cell phones that they were using. So we'll look for this high value target, and they were able to pinpoint them down to the block of where they're. So there'll be like a couple of homes. They're like, okay, so the signal is somewhere right here. So we will plan to hit on these multiple complexes at the same time.
So all the homes are getting hit, like at the same time?
Yeah, we're fucking them up.
So anybody within that vicinity is just getting either captured or
Yeah, captured
Or Swiss cheese.
or Swiss cheese for sure.
That's the professional term.
But if they go, wait, are they okay?
Yeah, of course we're gonna take them into custody. You know,
Okay,
we're not gonna like blindly just shoot somebody in the face.
yeah, wait.
They're like, wait, I'm just washing dishes.
So wait's the safe word.
That's the wait, yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. And
International law is this or this?
Time out. Home base.
and then most of your missions, do they last like, is it like 30 minutes, an hour, a whole night? Or?
It really depends on if that follow-on mission leads to another hit. Sometimes we come back and we get ready for another one. We have to go back out there. Multiple missions a night. Wow. Yeah, a night. I mean, it was like getting after it, time after time. And I'll be honest with you, the most hairiest times that we got into were during the day. Though we would do, I would say, 90% nighttime hits. But there were certain times when we had to do daytime hits because of that high value target is going to squirt and fucking get out of town. And we need to get that motherfucker. So the daytime ones were the worst.
Is it because it's dangerous?
Huh?
Is it dangerous?
Very dangerous. Because it's daylight. They see us coming. It's a bunch of fucking civilian mixed with whoever we're dealing with. And it's like the Vietnam era. Which is like guerrilla warfare.
You don't know who's
You don't know who the good guys, you don't know who the bad guys are. I remember one mission we hit during the day. This dude was gonna bounce. We did again. We landed on the X. We took fire right away. We started engaging. One of the fucking Haji shot at the 160th Little Bird. One of the rounds actually went in there, ricocheted off the cockpit, hit the dude right in his fucking leg. And basically they had to take off and take him to get patched up. We got the dude. We were pulling out, and we were going down this one-way street. And I remember vividly because I was a second Humvee in there. There was this motherfucking 95 maroon Camry about one block in front of us. We saw him get out of the complex, like the driveway, and start reversing back at us at a high rate of speed. And so we're like, hey, tango. So he hit the first Humvee, and we saw a cloud of smoke appear in the back of the trunk.
They had a explosive.
They had explosive that didn't go off. There was fucking it was a dud. It was a whatever for goddamn. We're lucky it didn't. So what had happened was after that happened, we backed up into a fucking V, a fighting V, and we had 50 cals at the time. These are fucking machine guns.
Oh yeah.
And there were 3 of them in the car, so they knew that it didn't go off. So they stuck their AKs out and they fucking started spraying at us. Yeah. Wow. And we fucking let them have it, dude. That was the first time I ever seen actual fucking body parts flying from the cars. Because you know that 50 cal round, Bart, is no fucking joke.
Yeah. That's a big bullet.
Dude. Yeah, so it was ripping body parts. Yeah, we fucked them up and we
Do you guys go, sayonara?
Yeah.
I said Doma!
Holy shit.
Didn't you say that a 50 cal, even if it doesn't actually touch you, could still damage you
100%.
massively?
The velocity and
Imagine a belt fed fucking
Yeah, that's insane.
getting linked. Oh yeah.
So before that, when you were like doing these missions, it was like to apprehend. It wasn't like to assassinate.
No, it's kill or capture. It's on them if they want to be killed or not. You know what I mean?
So then if there were targets, like they would get shot, but then this is the first time you saw people explode.
Yeah. Oh. Like actual body parts. Like you're seeing dudes.
Arm flying or something.
I was like, wow. I was like, oh shit.
That's
you know?
wild.
Yeah.
And the targets that they go after, like regular infantry, they're just fighting the war and kind of like pushing the lines back and forth. You guys have like assigned targets.
Oh yeah.
Like this is the right hand man to this guy. This is this guy. So
That's the high value.
Yeah, they're doing intel, recon, and identifying who the key leaders are, and it's not like ground troops just trying to push the line forward. So
We had 3-letter agencies with us. I just put it that way. I can't say much.
Okay.
But, you know, we do what we do. We turn it over to them. They do
UPS.
Yeah, UPS,
FedEx.
KFC.
KFC.
The Colonel, bro. That's who you guys answer to. Those 3-letter agencies.
AW.
So how do you depend on like? I was always curious on how you figure out that all of the intel is accurate.
Let's just say our intelligence in America it's very good. we have key assets that work these angles.
Wow. So
And
it's
they-
like confirmed
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
times over.
Oh yeah, and they feed it to us, and we just go after them. We're their fucking working dogs, if you want to put it that way. You know, they gather the intel, then they fucking disseminate it to special operations, depending on who it is, what it is, and then we just handle business.
Tattletales.
Pretty fucking much.
Do you ever feel like, all right, like, I don't know, I'm just trying to picture myself as a guy like you, special ops, I'm learning all of this stuff, and I'm finally deployed, and then you said you didn't even jump once. Did you feel like, man, I did all that jumping, and they don't even use me, can you use me for jumping? Like, do you feel like you want to use those things you learn, but then you can't?
You know, we used a lot of our assets that we did learn. But the thing is, the jumping. The last time we really did a jump like that was World War II. You know, like
a parachute?
Yeah, parachute jumps. There's units out there that operate smaller than we are, 4-man, 5-man teams that do have to jump behind enemy lines, and they do that, which is Bart knows. Halo. Halo is high altitude, low opening, meaning you'll jump from, let's say, 25,000 feet. And then when you get to a low altitude, that's when you open. Hey-ho is you're jumping out, and you're at a certain altitude that's really high. You open your chute, and you just navigate your way through into where you're at. And the reason why they do that is so that the enemy's radars won't be able to pick up the troops. Yeah. And those guys are just there for majority of the time reconnaissance to gather intel for bigger hits that we would do.
Are they like the scout guys?
Pretty much like they're sent out the recon guys. Yeah, like they're like, because in the Rangers we have something called RRC, Rangers Reconnaissance Crew. So that's what they do. They go out there, smaller units. They do like more intel driven.
He doesn't like to sleep with pajama pants on.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah, the important stuff.
Where's the mouth guard?
You got a retainer.
He keeps disappearing with this goat in this back building.
I have a big question. You know how you were saying that throughout all the different levels of boot camp and people drop out? Did you get to the actual like war zone and notice a person didn't have what it takes at that point?
Ooh, like they passed all their training, but just there.
You know, luckily with the team that I had, no. But does it happen? Yes.
Yeah.
One of my best friends who stayed in and I left, they went to Afghanistan, and they had this dude who passed all the training, and they were on this hike up the fucking mountains in the fucking snow. He quit right there. He fucking said he just dropped his rucksack. He's like, I'm done.
In Afghanistan.
In Afghanistan during a motherfucking mission, and the fucking platoon sergeant like, you're finishing this fucking thing. After you finish this, we're gonna fucking send you back. You're getting fucking kicked out. You're getting kicked out of the unit. You know, you're gonna get kicked out the unit, and you're gonna get sent to the big army. You're gonna get Article 15. They're gonna do everything to you. But yeah, he quit right there on the fucking mountains.
What's Article 15?
It's like it's if you get in trouble in the military, let's say you got a DUI or you beat your husband or somebody like that, you get this thing that is just like a bad mark on your record, and it's gonna affect your promotion status. So you want to make sergeant, you want to go higher. They're gonna look at your records to see if you're clean or not.
Did you say beat your husband?
Yeah, beat your husband.
I looked at Subin because Subin goes.
Did you catch that?
My mind was like stuck there. I was like,
I was wondering when you.
I was like, so, okay, so they don't like that either. Good.
You gotta be nice to your husband.
I'm not gonna tell him anything.
Man, what a thing to quit at that point.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
When you guys get out there, is it a fresh new group, or do you get thrown into veteran groups and then you're the new guy that they train?
Are you talking about as a whole unit
Yeah.
into the
When you're deployed, yeah, because it's like, are they gonna let the whole 5-man team that's brand new work together, or are they gonna place you as like the new guy in the veteran team, and then they help you,
Show you the ropes kind of thing?
like, because when I bet it's different, right, from training to actual, right?
So how it works is when you get to your unit, so our group was about like 11 guys. Then they would disseminate us throughout the different platoons, different squads of veterans. So we'll be with them. We'll train up with them.
Yeah.
They'll show us the ropes and whatnot. Then after we're ready, we're going to deploy with them. So that's going to be your unit.
How different was it from training to real life?
I'll be honest with you. Training is a lot harder than real life, and it's done that way on purpose.
Makes sense.
Think about like if you're like you do jujitsu, right? When you're preparing for your, let's say, a competition, a jujitsu competition, you're gonna roll with the best.
Yeah.
You're gonna seek out camps, or if you're getting ready to fight this big ass MMA fight, they're not gonna go train with mediocre fucking fighters. Yeah. They're gonna go seek out people with special professions, boxing, wrestling, the top tier of that art, so that if you train this high in training, the standard and in real time it's like this, it's fucking too easy. Yeah. But if you wait for war, and war's like this to you, and your training's like this, when you go there, you're gonna get decimated. You always want to make your training as hard or as harder than real life, so that when you go out there, this is nothing to you anymore. Like, oh, I've been through worse. Because I can tell you, there was a time we went to Yakima, which is a mimic desert town out in the middle of fucking east of Washington State, and we were out there doing day hits, night hits, and we had to do a ruck march into a stress shoot and stay up for like almost all day and all night, and we only got to eat one meal. I never got to experience that level of hardship when I was over there. Really, you know what I mean? Besides getting shot at by real gun bullets. Yeah. Like in terms of like physical, mental. Like,
you felt so prepared for it.
Felt so prepared for it. Like they say, when your training kicks in, it's how it is when you do jits, man. Your training just fucking kicks in.
It's not a new experience when it matters the most.
No, you know what to do.
I would have been screaming.
Yeah.
So how did you end up transitioning to doing like Chicago SWAT, but even between that LAPD and all that, like what made you go like, you know what, I think I'm done with my Army career? You're like, how did that all happen?
You know, that started when I was a young teenager in the streets, man. I was playing b-ball with my buddies on the corner, just hanging out, being kids out late. When you hang out in that type of environment, you grew up not trusting the police. And all my friends and, their brothers and cousins are like, oh, fuck the police, don't trust them. They were called 5-0 at the time before, now they're called 12. Don't trust 5-0, blah, 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 blah. So we're just like hanging out, and this one squad car pulled up next to us. I was like, oh, fuck. He got out the car, he came up, and he introduced himself to us. He's like, hey, I'm Officer such and such. This is the beat I patrol. I know you guys live here, but it's dangerous out here. You guys shouldn't be out here after this time, because, there's been a couple of homicides that happened. You guys should watch out for each other. Get in home. If you guys ever need anything, let me know. Here's my business card. So that really affected.
What a cool guy.
Yeah. So that community policing, as gay as it might sound.
Just beat my ass, okay?
Just fucking
now I
down.
get it.
Slam me at the hood of the car, and I'll respect you like a man.
Shake me down, dude.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's true.
Is that the kind of cop you wanted to be?
Yeah, that made an impact on my life. Like, this dude don't even know me. He could have just drove away, but he took the time out to come out, introduce himself, and did all this. Like, dude, this is something I want to do someday, to do something like this, to give back. Damn. So I reached a fork in the road when I was in the military, and war affects everybody differently, right? I lost two of my close friends over there. These guys were studs, man. You want to talk about. When I got into the Ranger Regiment, there were guys on the fucking teams with already 4 fucking deployments, 2 Afghanistan, 2 Iraq. 24 years old, getting after it, and these guys were like the epitome of a fucking Ranger, and they got killed, and it affected me so different. I was like, dude, I can't, I want to continue my service after my service time was up, my contract. But I was like, I got to get out, man. My mom, and at the same time, my mom needed my help, because she was a single parent. She was getting older, so I decided with that and what had happened with me, the trauma that I dealt with in the military, I got out.
What year was that?
That was 2007.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So when I got out, I'll be honest with you, man. The first year was horrible, man. Like I got
You're used
out.
to such a high-paced life, right?
Yeah. I tried to go to college. It didn't fucking work out, and the kids there didn't understand me. I was dealing with so much trauma I had no one to talk to.
Yeah.
So I spent that year staying at home, drinking by myself, dealing with fucking inner demons.
Wow.
And did VA provide anything
Nothing.
for that?
2007, no one was talking about psychology the way that it's open now.
Or, yeah.
2007, everyone's like, "You're a little bitch." That's what they'll say to you. Yeah.
Figure it out, you know.
Yeah, it was different, man. And you know, the whole suicide thing in the military and everything is real.
Yeah.
Because there's no outlet for these guys or gals to talk to anybody, and they turn to drinking, and drinking is only like a band-aid on a fucking big wound. Where like it's a depressant.
Even worse.
Yeah, you might
you're
feel
pushing
better.
into that
Yeah.
wound even more so.
Yeah, and I was in a dark place for a whole fucking year.
Damn.
And then, you know, I started taking jiu-jitsu. I went to New Breed out in Chicago, and one of the detectives I was rolling with, he was a Skokie cop, and I was like, I found out he was a fucking cop, and I was like, hey man, I'm interested in being a police officer. You know where I can start? And he started printing out some applications, like, you should apply for these departments. And I did, and I applied for this department, which is a suburban department, Park Ridge. They were looking for 3 cops. So there's like 200 applicants, and I was one of the 3 that got hired.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, so I worked with them for about a year and a half. It was a real rich neighborhood. This is where Hillary Clinton grew up. So it was like real rich, real boring. I was a rookie cop. I was like, fuck, man, I can't start my career this way. I want to run and gun. I want to be
Coming from Iraq to Park Ridge, that's
like
crazy.
complete opposite.
I know, special.
The highest level.
Yeah, so I applied for, at the time, Chicago Police was hiring and LAPD was always hiring. So I applied for both of them. And Chicago was a 2-year lottery. So it doesn't matter how well you did on the test, you're in this little lottery system, and they'll call you every 2 years. Wow. Yeah, it's weird. But for LA, I flew out, I went to Long Beach, I applied. From the time I applied to the time I got to the police academy was 6 months.
They need officers here.
So they're always in need of more.
Oh God, more now than ever. You know, back then was like 2010. So then you could still be the police, you know? Yeah. So I got to work, I worked at Olympic Division, which is K-Town.
Oh, okay.
So I worked K-Town, you know, and I got to be the police. LAPD, fucking, you know, I lived down in Huntington Beach because you could live anywhere. So I was an OC boy, you know, I was going up to work, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. But
Wait, was this 2009?
This was about 2010, 2011. Yeah.
Were you a pretty cool cop down in K-Town?
Man, dude, I'll be honest. I'm one of those fucking cops, bro. It's like, hey, man, look, I'm a regular fucking person. Just because I got on this goddamn uniform doesn't make me better than you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have this power trip like, oh, I am officer such and such. You should respect my authority. No, I'm going to talk to you like a human being.
That's cool.
Until you fucking show me otherwise.
Until you jaywalk.
Yeah, until you fucking jaywalk.
And then the cuffs go on.
Oh, yeah. until you take the last bean sprouts from my fucking thigh, then I'm going to fuck you up.
Class 1 felony.
Yeah, so did that. But my mom needed, like, I tried to move my mom to Cali. She wouldn't want to go.
No, she didn't.
Because she didn't know how to drive, you know, the freeway system and everything like that. So I had to come back home. So I left LA because my goal was LAPD, SWAT. Because after the movie SWAT with Colin Farrell, I was like, I'm fucking doing this shit, man. I'm gonna do a fucking Hondo roll, you know what I mean?
You're very influenced by videos, huh?
He's like, ooh, bad boys.
Yeah. Show this guy a trailer.
In Miami, dude.
Check out the Shakey's pizza tape.
Yeah.
So you went back to, do you have to go to academy twice? Or like once you go to one police academy, you're good?
That was I went to 3 police academies.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So the first
every single time.
Every single time. I went to the first one, graduated top of my class, top physical fitness, top recruit, left there, went to LAPD, graduated top of my class, won top officer, top in tactics, top in physical fitness.
Got him.
Nice!
We've been fighting with this fly for like the last 5 minutes.
But Chicago wouldn't accept any of that. I would have to go to their police.
Oh, you gotta do it again every time.
Yeah,
man.
so
But they're all easy as fuck compared to what you guys do.
it is, but you know, I didn't want to go in there with a chip on my shoulder because I wasn't that type of individual. I treated that as, hey, day 1, day 0, I'm a newbie. Even though
That's pretty humble though, because like some people would achieve those things and they're like, this is cake. Like, why do I have to do the at like academy?
because I wanted to set the standards for my class, because a lot of those people were just civilians coming into there.
I see.
Or like leaving the military. And like, who am I if I was this dude who did this, come in there and kick my feet up and just blow it off? You know, that's not the way I was raised, and that's just not the way I operate in my.
Plus, I'm sure through your training, you were humbled many times over.
Oh yeah.
So that transfers over a little
Would
bit.
you be willing to share in the next episode your experiences in SWAT?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
You got something else.
Yes.